Hey guys, what's up? And welcome back to Quality Shot Tennis. Today we've got the matchup between Tiafoe and Brooksby in the final of Houston. We've got a interesting matchup because Tiafoe has not won a title for a while, and Brooksby is back into his first final in a long time. He hasn't been playing very many tournaments, period. It's been a wild run for him this week, saving match point after match point in different matches. He just took out Tommy Paul, who is the number one seed. And Tiafoe himself has not won a title since, I believe, the grass court season in 2023. He's had success since then. He got to the U.S. Open semifinals last year, for example, but really he hasn't reached the same success as when he got to the final. He won a title in the grass court season 2023. This is his first final since the Cincinnati final last year, where he lost to Yannick Sinner. The head-to-head is 2-0 for Brooksby. I remember a match that these two played in Atlanta semifinals. And after that match, Brooksby did the celebration that Tiafoe often does, which is a celebration he took from LeBron James, which is the silencer, where you put your two hands up, you put your leg through, kind of the silencer LeBron James. And for whatever reason, who knows what happened behind the scenes or the real personal reasons why he did it, but Brooksby just basically did it right in the face of Tiafoe at the net, and there was a very cold handshake. So that was the last time that these two actually met up, and the head-to-head is actually in favor of Brooksby, despite Tiafoe being the former top 10 player. So that's the history between these two guys. Two very big talents. Brooksby, a very unorthodox player. I haven't been able to watch a full match of him playing so far this week, so I'm excited to see that. And this is their first meeting on clay, even though Houston, I really feel like, plays pretty differently from most clay courts. But yeah, actually, it's 4-0 in sets for Brooksby over Tiafoe, even though Tiafoe was seated on both occasions higher than Brooksby was. So that's kind of what's going on. All right, we're getting started. Let me get the score all cool. All right, let me know what you guys think. Let me know your predictions for this one. I'm going to say that Tiafoe wins this in 3 sets, 6-4 in the third. Let me know what your prediction is. I got Tiafoe in 3. And honestly, I kind of think that the Brooksby thing that I just mentioned, it would motivate Tiafoe. I kind of feel like that he would motivate Francis, and Francis will remember that. I don't know why he would not. It felt very against Francis. So there you go. I feel like that's an extra fire in Tiafoe's tank if he needed one. Anyway, no idea if that's going to be a factor today, but I just thought it would be worth it to mention. Tiafoe with a forehand goes to the backhand at Brooksby. Backhand Tiafoe. Got backhand rally. Tiafoe with a backhand again to the Brooksby backhand. Two-handers to two-handers. It's 1-0 for Brooksby. Tiafoe trying to win his first set off of Jensen Brooksby. Don't forget to like and subscribe, guys. Tiafoe lacks stamina. I mean, we'll see, man. The Brooksby needs stamina too. Brooksby's been going through the epic matches this week, more than Francis has. Francis got through in straight sets against Adam Walton, against Alex Mickelson, both straight sets. Tiafoe's been playing well. He's also won this title before. Back in 2023, Tiafoe won on grass and clay in Houston and in Stuttgart, and it was actually the only surface that he didn't win a title on that year was hard court, which is quite ironic because he's been to the U.S. Open semis a couple of times, Cincinnati final. We got the final in Houston. We're going to see a new ATP title champion for the season for sure today. And Brooksby is jumping up in the rankings. Big forehand cross court. Tiafoe's on the ground. Brooksby yet to lose a point today. Love 15. But will Brooksby start to feel a little bit invincible? None of his opponents able to knock him out, despite Tabilo serving with 3 match points up in the third set breaker. Paul had a match point. I mean, this guy should be out of the tournament. Now he's looking like he's in prime position to get a title. Kind of like Marin Cilic last year, even though Brooksby, very, very, very different career to Cilic so far and much younger. Also notable. Backhand goes to the backhand Tiafoe, backhand to Brooksby. Again to the backhand Tiafoe. Got backhand to backhand. Tiafoe runs around, hits a forehand to the backhand of Brooksby. Forehand Tiafoe. Now we got forehand to Brooksby, cross court. Tiafoe running way out to the ad side. Forehand down the line from Brooksby. Just misses the baseline. 15-all is a good rip, but just missed it long. First point on the board for Tiafoe. Thank you guys for joining in. We got a good one here. All-American. Actually, in the strangest of circumstances, Americans have barely had any success whatsoever on clay, period. Within the last, 20 years, particularly. And all 8 quarterfinalists of this event were American. I just thought that was the strangest thing. Backhand slice Brooksby, it's a wicked shot, but Tiafoe's right on top at 30-15. That has to be one of the strangest things. For any country to, take up all 8 spots of a ATP tournament, of any tournament, but of an ATP, of any tournament where there are a lot of global players, but of an ATP tournament is outrageous. Particularly that it's on clay makes it just hilarious. And I mean, Fritz isn't there, who had great success on clay last year. Korda's not there. Marcus Giron isn't there. Mackie McDonald isn't there. Like, it's a really weird circumstance. Tabilo went out, but, a lot of players are known to be good on clay went out. Backhand down the line from Brooksby is a great shot. Brooksby already starting off the match with a high level. There's no question about it. Tiafoe's got to match the energy. What are you talking about? Stamina. That's it. Thank you guys, by the way, anybody who joined into the Djokovic versus Menzik stream on the last week. That was crazy. We had over 45,000 people, or 45,000 views. So awesome. Forehand of Brooksby goes to the forehand of Tiafoe. Forehand of Brooksby down the line. Some good topspin backhand. Goes to backhand slice Tiafoe. Backhand of Brooksby. Oh, what a shot inside out. Brooksby maybe playing better than ever. Maybe a vengeance about him, feeling like he shouldn't have been taken off the tour for a while. I don't know. But he was, and he's back. 30-40. First final he ever got to was on grass courts. Now he's looking to get his first title since being suspended on clay. For a while, I thought maybe he would never play again. That is not the case. Jensen Brooksby said no. He's very good on hard court too, by the way, which the surface I haven't mentioned. He is very good on hard courts from what I've seen. Forehand of Tiafoe goes to the forehand of Brooksby. Forehand Tiafoe trying to save a break point early. Big point. Backhand cross court. It's going to be wide. Brooksby with a great push here early, and Tiafoe unable to match him. That is a backhand that he would want back. 2-0. That is early, low quality backhand. Not yet in the groove of things from Tiafoe. Tiafoe losing 2 sets. Hey, listen. The head-to-head says you're right. Tiafoe doesn't know how to ace when it is needed. All right. Well, I'm seeing a lot of negativity against Tiafoe. I'm not really seeing positivity to Brooksby, right? I mean, Tiafoe to lose is Brooksby to win. So, and keep it a little bit more positive. But, I mean, I'm not saying you're necessarily wrong. You're free to have your opinion. But try to keep a pretty positive chat when we can. Forehand cross court goes to the forehand of Brooksby down the line. It's a great shot. Brooksby is killing it already. Down the line, gems from Brooksby. Tiafoe not quite finding the depth, though, that he needs. Brooksby is able to unleash on these shots down the line, backhand and forehand. Serve out wide. Just fantastic early on from Brooksby. Couldn't have painted this any better. Let's talk about Brooksby's ranking jump, by the way, this next changeover. Wow, Brooksby holds there. Brooksby's backhand seems to be locked in early here. And Tiafoe just a little bit, Brooksby knows that Tiafoe's not quite on his game. So it's 3-0 for Brooksby. And yeah, talking about Brooksby's ranking jump, it's massive. By the way, Draper, since Casper Ruud's lost some points, he's going to be up to number 6 in the number 6, not in the live rankings, in the rankings come Monday, which is quite notable. Talking about Brooksby. So, Jensen Brooksby in the, not in the rankings, in the live rankings is at 221. He jumped up 286 spots. If he wins today, then he will move up to, I need to check. This might take a while. No, he's going to move up to number 172 in the world. 172 in the world. So I can just do the math here. So that means that's what, 28, 40, 49. 49 plus 286. It's what, 335? If I had the math right, which I do, Brooksby will move up 335 spots in the rankings with a title. That is unbelievable. 339 spots in the rankings to number 172 in the world. It's kind of crazy to win a title and only be 172 in the world, but still, that's just how big of a jump Brooksby is having up in the ranks. Big stuff for the American. It's left 15. Tiafoe needs to get his act together here a little bit because he is not matching Brooksby's level whatsoever early on. Left 15 here on Tiafoe's serve. See what Francis has in him. Backhand Brooksby. Cross score. That's in the net. Brooksby's on top of everything. Brooksby has a good positive energy about him already. Real early on. We'll see also if we have any drama come out, by the way, from either side. Last time I didn't think anything was going to happen. Then Brooksby out of nowhere after a very straightforward win did a very arrogant kind of anti-Tiafoe celebration. So we'll see what happens. Great squash shot from Francis. Forehand. Goes up to the forehand of Brooksby. That's going to go, I think, just long. I believe that was just long. So it should be 15-30 here for Francis now. I don't really call Brooksby arrogant in general, but that celebration was definitely, it was very anti-Tiafoe, right? So we'll just see if any drama happens here. Forehand goes inside out, back into Tiafoe, goes to the back end of Brooksby, back into Tiafoe, to the back end of Brooksby, big one, forehand cross court, great from Tiafoe, top 20. Brooksby as he sits outside the top 500 in the ATP rankings. Outrageous. Number 507 in the rankings. Is about to be a double breakup on Francis Tiafoe, former world number 10. And does Brooksby just love this matchup, this head-to-head matchup? I'm going to be fully transparent. I'm not going to have the best expertise on Brooksby's game because I just haven't seen him play in a while. And I probably didn't see him play quite enough even when he was active or pay enough attention to analyze it while he was active. Outrageous returning from Brooksby. He is on fire. Flames coming out of the arms. It's a remarkable cross-court forehand return off of Tiafoe serve that wasn't even bad. We might be done here in about 10 minutes. 4-0. But yeah, I'm probably not gonna have the best like analysis of how Brooksby's game does quite well against Tiafoe's, or at least why it did in the past, but we'll see what he does well here today. Right now, he's doing everything better. Tiafoe is so far back behind the baseline. Brooksby's dictating because everything's going in. 4-0. Wow. Quickly. 15 minutes. The crowd wants this to be closer. They want to get their money's worth. Let's see if Tiafoe can get any kind of traction, even if he doesn't climb all the way back, which he still could. And Tiafoe's that kind of guy. I mean, he can come back from positions you just don't think he will, just all of a sudden. I've seen him do that so many times. Even if he doesn't win the match, I've seen him, come back out of nowhere in sets or tiebreakers or matches where I just feel like he has no shot, saving match point after match point or whatever it is. So one count Tiafoe out. He's not one of these guys who just gives up. But right now, even if he doesn't come back in the set, which I don't think he will, it would be good to get some traction, maybe get one break back going into the second. I don't know if that's going to be an option here. Brooksby looks unbeatable. Ooh, late let call on the Brooksby serve. Another first serve coming here, 30-15. Brooksby is already walking to the other side. Great serving, by the way, from Brooksby so far. That's really, I feel like, a big boost of confidence already when you have that serve working so well so early. That's not common for it to be this locked in already. Right from the first game. 40-15 as Tiafoe misses a forehand into the net. Let's go look at the point differential here for total points won so far. Crazy. Only 4 points won from Tiafoe so far in this match is ridiculous. That's actually insane. That's a better lob from Tiafoe, though. Tiafoe a little bit better with that forehand. Some variety as well. Good to see. 40-30. Brooksby hold or Tiafoe climb back in this game. It's first serve in the net. Backhand Tiafoe to the forehand of Brooksby. Backhand slice. Big foe goes to the backhand of Brooksby again. Cross court. Backhand Tiafoe. Backhand of Brooksby. Backhand slice Tiafoe. Forehand. Tiafoe volleys on top of it. They had only won 4 points, but he's not giving up. Deuce. Like I said, at least build some traction, even if he does come all the way back in the set. By the way, no matter how you win the first set, it literally doesn't matter. Like, in terms of winning the match. Whether it's 7-6 or 6-0, you're only up 1-0. It literally doesn't matter. Like, it matters for what's up here. That's it. That's it. That's literally it. What's up here. Otherwise, it doesn't matter. Ooh. Brooksby with a forehand long. And maybe just a few errors creeping into the Brooksby game, particularly off that forehand, which he's been using to dictate quite a bit. Advantage to Tiafoe now with a break point. First serve, middle of the net. Second serve, Brooksby. Kick serve goes back in Tiafoe, back into Brooksby. Into the forehand of Tiafoe. Now it's a backhand slice of Tiafoe. Goes way up high from Brooksby. Backhand cross scores a big shot from Big Foe. Important first game of the match for Tiafoe, 4-1. Hey, how's it going, Lewis? Good to see you. Tiafoe, I'm going for Brooksby. All right. I said Tiafoe in 3 sets, 6-4 in the third. We'll see what happens. Tiafoe just broke. I feel like I'm a bit in the dark. Let me fix my lighting real quick. Yeah, good to see you. Good to see you, Liddell, as well. Better hitting from Big Foe. That lob was the big shot that started to turn that game. Forehand lob from Tiafoe. That forehand has not been locked in so far. Brooksby's been very locked in. A few more forehand errors crept into his game. See what happens in the next game. But Tiafoe actually grabbing some momentum, which is good. Backhand of Brooksby goes to the backhand of Tiafoe. Backhand of Brooksby down the lines in the net. You know, it's starting to feel like it was some, kind of in the zone, whatever, catching fire of Brooksby has slightly started to wear off, which was, I guess, inevitable. I mean, that backhand down the line just missed the net. It was still a decent attempt from Brooksby, but that being said, Brooksby is still up 4-1, so he is still well in the lead to start off proceedings, but that was an important break back for Tiafoe, even though Brooksby still has the momentum for sure at 4-1. Backhand Tiafoe down the line's a great shot, 30-15. But Tiafoe makes the next game close. Suddenly, Brooksby doesn't have that momentum anymore. Tiafoe's right back in the hunt, so we'll see. Better hitting from Tiafoe. Not really blaming Tiafoe at all for not really being sure what to do with Brooksby's hitting at the start, because he was playing like a top 20, top 10 player for a minute there. 40-15. Like I said, 507 in the world. Brooksby now up to 221 the live ranks. If he wins this match, he'd be up to 172 in the world, which would be a very important jump for him. Doing it the hard way, Brooksby. No protected, he fell all the way out of the rankings. Now just climbing his way back in. Backhand's a drop shot. It's just not going to be good enough. Stayed so high up that Tiafoe drop shot. That was less of a drop shot and more of a like, here, you can have the point. You can't hit a drop shot lob. That doesn't make any sense. Can't drop shot lob combination. You can't do it all in one shot. You can hit a drop shot then the lob, but you can't hit a drop shot that is the lob. Unless you're Federer, like that one shot against Beredick in Miami 2017. That was the only example of a drop shot lob all in one shot I've ever seen. Serve Big Foe. Kick serve into the back end of Brooksby. Backhand slice. Tiafoe, that's in the net. A couple back-to-back loose shots from Big Foe. My name is pronounced Louis. It's a French name. Oh, okay, gotcha. I will save that in the memory bank, and now I know. Good. Thank you for the correction. Is Houston open in ATP 500 or in 1,000? Houston's a 250. It's neither. Houston is a 250 event. What I think about the 250 events now is like I don't think of the Challenger Tour so separate from the ATP Tour now because the highest rated Challenger events are like 175, and they're like 7, 8, 9 of them now on the tour. So I don't know. I almost start to think of like 250s and the Challenger events more close together. It's the ATP 500s which start to really separate themselves now from the Challenger Tour. But yeah, this is an ATP 250. As a forehand log from Brooksby, a couple of good games there from Tiafoe, fighting out from a couple of tight deuce games. Brooksby was up 40-15 in the first game. Tiafoe was up 40-15 there. Tiafoe won both. I mean, I guess Tiafoe is meant to win the one that he was up 40-15 in the first place, but couple tough games. Just to remind, at one point, Brooksby was up 4-0, 40-15. He had lost 4 points. Different story now. Forehand cross court to the forehand of Tiafoe. Getting more depth on that shot. Backhand to the back end of Brooksby. Couple weird bounces there, but that's what they have to get used to a little bit. 15 love. Tiafoe trying to get his first win against Jensen Brooksby in 3 attempts. $15 it's a double fault from Brooksby. That serve was pretty much perfect for the first 4 games of this match. Has lost a little bit of its magic touch. Back in Tiafoe goes up to the forehand of Brooksby. Back in Tiafoe cross court. It's a great shot. Half volley Brooksby nearly, but not quite 15-30. Brooksby no longer with the momentum, just as I was saying. Very even sort of feel about this match now as Tiafoe trying to run back through this first set. It's why I say Tiafoe just doesn't really give up. He's not the greatest, I don't mean this in a mean way. He's not the greatest winner of matches I've ever seen. But man, does he know how to compete. Backhand. I mean, in his day, he knows how to win too. That stretch from US Open 2022 to the grass court season 2023, he was winning quite a bit, trying to get back there. The title would be a good start. Backhand. Brooksby, that's in the net. Better hitting from Tiafoe. More through the court. Getting it away from that Brooksby forehand. 15-40. 2 break points for Big Foe. Great stuff. Driving through that backhand. Some great movement from Tiafoe as well, I have to say. That helps. 15-40. Serve's going to be too good right off the line. 30-40. An ace from Jensen Brooksby. It's all about movement and footwork, though. That gets you into position to be hitting those great shots. Tennis is a game about footwork. No doubt about it. Federer said the best movers are the best players. It's a great couple of serves from Brooksby there. Both out wide. Deuce. Serve down T, back in Tiafoe, goes to the forehand of Brooksby. Back in Brooksby to the back end Tiafoe, got a backhand rally, another one. Backhand down the line, Tiafoe changes directions, forehand slice of Brooksby. Forehand goes to the backhand, slice drop shot, Tiafoe, Brooksby runs, can't get under it. Smart play from Tiafoe, very smart. But Brooksby gives him that option, though. Tiafoe showing that he's able to use it. The way Brooksby positioned it, he gave him that option, no doubt about it. You can't leave one space of the court as open as that against a player as talented and able as Tiafoe to hit shots from every part of the court. Didn't feel like Tiafoe had to go that big. Either way, he missed it just long. Deuce with the forehand, trying to nail it down the line. You know, you're running with good momentum. You don't have to get that flashy finish. Some people disagree, say that was the right shot. Didn't feel like you had to go that big. Either way, we're back to deuce. Serve out wide, forehand from Brooksby, from Tiafoe goes out. Advantage to Brooksby. Once again, even if Tiafoe doesn't win the set, how important is this kind of closeness compared to what we saw 20 minutes ago going into the second set? That's the only reason that the set matters, is for what's up here, like how close the set is. So to make it close, it's a good thing for Tiafoe's confidence and momentum going into the second. Kick serve, backhand of Tiafoe. Goes to the backhand of Brooksby. Backhand slice from Tiafoe. Goes to the backhand of Brooksby down the line. Forehand. Tiafoe's going to be in. Forehand slice. That's in the net. Not a good shot there from Brooksby. That's an unforced error of unforced errors. Going for the drop shot. I have to say, Tiafoe's not a player you want to drop shot. I've long held the opinion. I think Tiafoe is one of the best, if not the best, retrievers of drop shots on tour of the last 5 years, 5-6 years. He is so good at retrieving drop shots and moving up the court vertically, up and down the court. He has so many options when he gets up there. Tiafoe is not a player you want to drop shot. He's got underrated foot speed. Backhand slice Tiafoe. Forehand volley. Tiafoe's there. No way. Get out of town, Francis Tiafoe, with probably the shot of the tournament. If you're not watching, just know that Tiafoe pulled off maybe one of the shots of the year. Ridiculous shot from Tiafoe. Just goes for it. That's one of those shots that's a 1 out of 20 chance that you get it. And guess what? He got the 1 out of 20. It wasn't any of those other 19. And it was the momentum and adrenaline that pushed Tiafoe to get that in. That's the beauty of match play. The crowd getting into it. You want to make a shot like that. Get the crowd excited. It's the will to win, not just the will to not lose. The will to hit great shots. Backhand. Backhand Brooksby, that's wide. Tiafoe gets 2 back. Give me another break. 4-3. The unfortunate thing for big foes that we're still just at even. Actually, Tiafoe's still behind technically, but we're back on serve. Don't forget, subscribe, Quality Shot Tennis. If you are new, we do live streams like this a lot. And yeah, we'll be covering Monte Carlo. So join in for that. That was a hell of a shot from Tiafoe. I want to see that one again. Big crowd in Houston for this one. People still filling in seats. But yeah, I mean, this is a great ticket to get. These are both fun player to watch. Both guys very talented in unorthodox ways. And it makes it kind of a fun matchup. I would like to see this go 3 sets. We have not seen a 3-set matchup between Jensen Brooksby and Francis Tiafoe. At least at ATP level. I don't know about before then. They could have played, but at ATP level, we have not seen a 3-set match between these two. That's always a different story. Brooksby just leaving a little bit too much court open. Good get there. Oh, he has another chance. Have volley Tiafoe. Some ridiculous points out of these two. Get the highlight reel rolling. Get it out. But Brooksby relying too much on defense and having to, hit some great shots from typical positions. Great. Just majestic hands from Tiafoe there, honestly. Fantastic. Couple fantastic points from Big Foe. 15 love. But yeah, that's Brooksby leaving too much space in the court. He's done that quite a few times now. Can't do that, especially against Francis. I'll say another thing about Francis, the guy is fearless. He'll go for it. So if you give him a space to go to, he'll go for it. Even if he fails, he'll attempt it. And he'll more times than not succeed at exposing the space that you just left open. 15 all here on Tiafoe serve at 3-4. See what he can do to even this up. Great effort from Big Foe, no matter what happens the rest of the set. No doubt can be had about that. Forehand of Brooksby. Everything missing now. Everything was going in. Now everything just not going his way. It feels like Tiafoe's ahead. Brooksby is ahead 4-3. I kind of want to know the point differential since 4-0, 40-15 for Brooksby. To that point, he had only lost 4 points. What's been the differential for Tiafoe? Forehand, Brooksby gets some net luck with the net, actually, but it doesn't matter. Tiafoe goes behind him. A shot that was going to go wide or was going to go out, I think, actually maybe got saved by the net, but didn't matter in the end. Tiafoe playing smart tennis, I have to say. High IQ. Applauding Tiafoe's tennis IQ in these moments right now. And if you want to win an ATP title, these are the kind of things that you do that kind of make it all feel, deserved. Because if you win a title, that is a big moment for anybody. Backhand, that's in the net from Brooksby. 4-4. Tiafoe ties it up. Gotta say, what I said at 4-0 aged quite well. Tiafoe doesn't give in for a set. Let's go, Louis. Thank you to everybody who joined into this, by the way, also with Lakers playing right now. Thank you for joining Tennis and myself. Seeing Luka Doncic is putting up a better performance, which is good. But right now, it's all about the tennis. And it's 4-4. See if Tiafoe can do it 3 times in a row. Break Jensen's serve. 15 love. This is going to be a very, very intriguing end of the first set. Usually the first set is not the most exciting set in a tennis match, but I kind of have a feeling the end of this first set is going to be especially entertaining. It's already been a great set. I mean, Brooksby's so high level literally from the first point, and then some great points from Tiafoe to fight back. I have a feeling the end of the set is going to do the beginning justice. Backhand down the line, goes to the forehand of Brooksby, forehand of Tiafoe in the net, 30 love. Tiafoe wants this set badly too, by the way, because if Brooksby wins it, he is 5-0 against Tiafoe in sets at ATP level, and I bet Tiafoe knows it. I kind of bet that Tiafoe knows it. Backhand Tiafoe goes to the backhand of Brooksby. Backhand slice. Very short from Tiafoe. Forehand jumps way up from Brooksby. It's too short, too high from Brooksby. Forehand from Tiafoe's gotten way better. Brooksby's has gotten way worse. Don't really know how else to put it. Also, Tiafoe is moving very well to that backhand side, and that is opening up doors for Tiafoe to put away these forehands. 30-15. Brooksby still in the lead in this game. Can he hold on to it? Backhand slice Tiafoe. It's the backhand of Brooksby. Backhand slice Tiafoe. Into the backhand of Brooksby. Got backhand to backhand. Forehand Tiafoe. Cross court to the forehand of Brooksby. Backhand. Cross court back into Brooksby. Leaving too much space open. Brooksby again relying so much on defense. Forehand Tiafoe. It's a forehand lob way up high from Jensen. It's going to be wide. Brooksby leaving way too much space open. I don't know if it's the lack of recent experience playing ATP matches or what, but especially with Tiafoe's forehand turned up to the level it's at right now, you can't be putting up so much space in the court because yeah, you can get the crowd oohing and awing as you retrieve the shots, but if you're losing most of those points, it's not going to matter. Whereas if you put yourself in the right positions on the court, who knows? Forehand. What a return from Tiafoe in the corner. Tiafoe playing revenge. Tiafoe playing resilience, fighting back to 30-40. And he's got break point for a third break in a row. I mean, painted a perfect forehand return. Like his name is Pablo Picasso. Francis Tiafoe at 30-40. Serve just misses the sideline. Very visible mark on the court in this clay. Very full of court, very full of clay. Like in every spot. No rough patches, it looks like. None like that. That's when Tiafoe wants back. Unforced error into the net. Very soft, unforced error into the net. Deuce. Let me know your predictions or opinions on how the rest of this match is going to go. Also, let me know, what do you guys think is Brooksby's ceiling? What's going to be like his best result in the future on the ATP Tour? What do you think of Jensen Brooksby? Do you like him as a player? Are you high on him as a player? Do you think he's a very good player that's going to do big things, or do you think he's kind of not going to be that successful? That's a big backhand cross court. No doubt he's talented. It's a big backhand cross court from Jensen. Gets to advantage. Does Brooksby have potential to be a top 10 player like Tiafoe? Let me know. I'm not mistaken, Francis Tiafoe was in the top 10 for just 1 week. But he was top 10. But I'm just wondering, how many players have been top 10 for just 1 week? That's like the Patrick Rafter of top 10 players. Like Patrick Rafter's number 1 in the world for just 1 week. I believe that was the case with Tiafoe. I could be mixing him up with somebody else, but I think it was Tiafoe. Back in cross court. It's a drop shot. Tiafoe. Brooksby runs. Ooh, great shot cross court. Actually, you know what? I think I am mixing it up. I think Korean Hachinoff was top 10 for just 1 week back in 2023. I think Tiafoe maybe it was like 4 weeks. But anyway, got to top 10. That's what matters. That was a great shot through the court from Brooksby. From what I've seen from Brooksby, likes the forehand slice a bit more than most players. Not as much as, Florian Meyer or Fabrice Santoro type, but he likes that forehand slice shot. It's coming to some utility. Some good points from these two. That drop shot, not good enough, though, I feel like, from Tiafoe. I remember he sometimes said two-hand slice. Is that right? That's exactly right, yes. A very unorthodox, peculiar game that he has about him. But yes, definitely a blast from the past. I like the way to put it. So you think maybe... Oh, you're answering this question, I guess. 250, yes. Hello, Marina. How are you doing? Thank you guys for joining in. 44 minutes in this first set so far. Very full Houston crowd. It's a nice atmosphere already for this one. It's a good sign for this tournament, I have to say. Which is kind of, it's unfortunate, but I'm thinking about Atlanta. I'm thinking of Newport. Like those tournaments are not going to happen this year. You're hoping that doesn't happen to more tournaments. Love 15. Tiafoe, got to be careful. Loses this game, he loses the first set after all of that effort. Despite all I said, that would be a bit of a harsh blow on Tiafoe. For sure. Serve goes to the forehand of Brooksby. Backhand Tiafoe. Again to the backhand of Brooksby. Forehand inside into the forehand of Brooksby. That's going to be long. 15-all. Good playing from Tiafoe. Dictating with the forehand. And Brooksby is still just leaving way too much space open. I got to be honest. Like, kind of urging Tiafoe, saying, like, you're not going to be able to hit this mark. But he's been hitting them. We'll see if it stays that way. But if Brooksby keeps giving him those shots, then this could be a first win for Tiafoe against Brooksby. A first title since 2023. It's a forehand, the net for Tiafoe. It's the right shot. Just couldn't quite execute. 15-30. Brooksby is 2 points away from the set. He was up 4-0, 40-15 earlier in the set. Very different circumstances now, but again looks within close proximity of the finish line of this first set. Serve just right off the line. Forehand. Too big from Tiafoe. 30-all. Too big, too good. And it was set up by that serve. It was actually an impressive deep return off a two-hander from Brooksby. Sometimes a player would take one hand off to hit it with one hand, but Brooksby opts for the two-hand kind of block, just using his racket as a wall. But Tiafoe right on top fake. He doesn't mind, getting up to that forehand, hitting it a little bit high. Definitely above waist height. Definitely did that there. Brooksby's given him a few high balls. He's been able to manage them. Forehand. Brooksby is a big return. cross court. He did that earlier in the set, and there's number 2 with a big forehand return. He's got set point. Yeah, that serve was not good enough, though. You have to say. I mean, Brooksby had about 1.5 minutes to think about what he was going to do with that return as the ball sat in the air. Set point for Jensen Brooksby. Second serve, Tiafoe. Nearly a double fault. He just makes it. Brooksby comes in. Tiafoe pass at volley. What a set point to finish. Brooksby asking for the crowd. 5-0 in sets for Brooksby against Tiafoe. Harsh blow for Tiafoe after all the effort put in, but is that easier or worse than if it was just 6-love? It was almost 6-love. It's hard to say. I think it's better, though. Not going to be easy on Tiafoe, but definitely better. He got some traction going, no doubt about it. It started to look like he was going to win that set, and I think that's definitely better. Winners to errors tallies 12 winners to 10 unforced errors from Brooksby. Pretty much all 10 of those unforced errors coming within, a 4-game patch there. And then 11 winners, 14 unforced for Francis. Importantly, on the backhand, both players hit 3 winners, but Brooksby hit 3 unforced errors and Tiafoe hit 7 backhand unforced errors, which I think is notable. Tiafoe just making 50% of first serves in. That's not good enough. And Brooksby having way better success on the first serve than the second serve. Those are the big serve stats to mention. Some really great rallies. I think, honestly, when both players were having success is when they were not giving up court for the other player. Tiafoe, too early on that set, just, falling back behind the baseline, whether he could, control very well or not. And Brooksby dictating, especially with that forehand. And then yeah, just Brooksby giving up too much court, just kind of, in my eyes, just not smart tennis. Especially because Tiafoe was making those shots that Brooksby almost seemed to be urging him to hit by giving up space. 6-4 for Brooksby. Exactly. 100%. 100%. How's it going, Matthew? How are you doing? So we had some great points there in the last 3 or 4 games. We had that Tiafoe massive forehand pass. And then the first point of the next game, I can't remember exactly the score line. I think it was at 4-3, maybe. And then, yeah, I mean, that set point also, those were, to me, the 3 most memorable points of the set. But that was a highlight reel kind of set. A couple great forehand returns from Brooksby as well. It's another good forehand down the line, 15-love. Brooksby catching fire yet again. That would be bad news for Tiafoe, especially if he can keep serving and getting those first serves in. That's bad news for Big Foe. He got 2 breaks in the last set, but if Brooksby's serve is as good as it was up to 4-0, it's going to be a different story. Not that he's the best server on tour. He's far from it. But he's been serving well. He was serving well to start off the match with that first serve. By the way, another important point to mention, Tiafoe had 4-4, 30-40, and I felt like Tiafoe had a pretty decent chance to get that break point, and just wasn't able to convert. So that is a point to remember for a Big Foe. Not easy to break 3 times in a row, though. We'll see if Tiafoe can put that set behind him going into the second set. Tiafoe wouldn't be happy that he got up 4-0 and lost and got down 4-0. You also wouldn't be happy that he lost when he got back to 4-4, 30-40. So both of those things could be in his head, but it's a set behind him now. Weird bounce getting off the line for Brooksby, 1-0. Brooksby looking to be 3-0 against Tiafoe with no sets lost. I have to say, though, ideally, Tiafoe would be looking for positives, right? From that first set. Like, ideally, Tiafoe would look at why he was able to come back. He would look at the fact that he was able to come back and get confidence from it and get, some way that he can play and actually hurt Brooksby. So we'll see if he's able to. Backhand cross court. Backhand Brooksby goes to the forehand of Tiafoe. Goes up high, the backhand of Brooksby. Cross court. Tiafoe gets up under it. Volley. Oh, what a pass, Tiafoe. Oh, Tiafoe gets to the drop shot. No way. How did Tiafoe manage to win that? The highlight reel from this match is turning into a long one. 15-love for Tiafoe. Shot making from both. It's another time Brooksby should have done better with the volleys, but I mean, the second one was good. That's what I'm saying. Tiafoe's vertical movement is some of the best on tour. I've called Tiafoe the best retriever of drop shots on tour before. Like, he is underrated in that regard. He so good. And definitely the crowd willing him on. I feel like maybe Tiafoe has more of the crowd than Brooksby. I feel like that's the case, but even if it is, Brooksby, I don't think minds playing the role of the villain. Great shot from Tiafoe. Arguably his best point in the match so far. Backhand, that's going to go long. I think maybe his second best, just behind that insane forehand passing shot he hit earlier in the match. Maybe at 4-2, I think. Both guys have won 21 baseline points so far, all even. It's so sad about Atlanta. Yeah, I'll miss it. I mean, I'm happy that I was able to go every single day last year. It was also just one of the more memorable weeks for me. That was so crazy to interview Roddick and the Bryans and all the players. I definitely hope to do more of that. Interviews. I was actually going to be interviewing the world number 800 in the world in the ATP rankings earlier today. Because my brother, who also tries to play pro events or qualifying of pro events and stuff, he was hosting a tournament, and this is a guy he knows, but it got rained out, unfortunately. But I love interviews. I love prepping interview questions and stuff. So I'm hoping to do more of that. Go to different ATP events and interview players. It's my biggest ambitions with tennis, I think, above anything, is that. Backhand goes down the line. Forehand of Brooksby is a slice. Goes to the forehand of Tiafoe. Forehand Brooksby cross court. Forehand down the line. Backhand slice. Tiafoe goes to the forehand of Brooksby. That's in the net. So it is now 40-30 for Big Foe. Trying to hold here. A bunch of close games. Looks like the wind against the end Tiafoe serving from. Tiafoe generates so much pace from his ground strokes. Yes. No doubt about it. That forehand has underrated pace on it, and he's moving so well into that backhand, which I think is a big thing for that. Crowd is predominantly a pro Tiafoe one. That's how I feel too. Who can keep up with all these American players? You're spoiled for choice. Exactly. It's good to see, though. I like to see it. Smash Tiafoe to get to 1-1. Yep. Made no mistake about that one. Big Foe at 1-1. Good stuff. Big forehand return cross. Both these guys have hit some absolutely insane forehand returns cross. Like their forehand returns cross court, they've hit some beauties. Both guys kind of opening up the door for that, though, with some of these serves. Kicking up high, especially on the clay. Getting right into the sweet spot. Tiafoe making a lot of returns in play, which is good for him. 15 all here. Tiafoe's coach watching on. Is that Wayne Ferreira? I think it is, right? Pretty sure. Yep, Wayne Ferreira coaching Tiafoe. I think. Or no. Francis Tiafoe splits ways with Wayne Ferreira. Okay. So who do you hire? Diego Moyano? Diego Moyano? I'm going down the rabbit hole here. Well, that's definitely not him who I'm just looking at. I don't know. I don't know who that is. I thought it was Ferreira. Maybe it is. I have no idea. Is Ferreira coaching Brooksby? I don't think so, right? Who's Brooksby's coach? I thought that was Ferreira for Tiafoe I was looking at. Does Brooksby have a coach? Joseph Gilbert. Yeah, I don't know. That Google search did zip. 4-15 for Brooksby, 1-1. Trying to get to 2-1. Be 4 games away from his from an ATP title. Backhand Brooksby cross court to the backhand Tiafoe. Backhand to Brooksby. Got backhand to backhand. Backhand again Brooksby. Forehand cross court to the forehand to Brooksby. Forehand down the line. Backhand Brooksby goes to the backhand Tiafoe. Backhand Brooksby picks it up. Backhand slice. That's that two-handed slice from Brooksby. That is so crafty and unorthodox. 2-1. Guy who looks straight up like JJ Wolf and Brooksby's box likes it. It's not JJ, but it looks like him. 2-1. JJ not here. All-American matchup here. And like I said earlier, All-American quarterfinals. Please let me know if you have an example of any other tournament, tennis tournament, having all 8 players from the same country. Like that, I just think that's so rare. You know, a women's, men's, any time. Like, I'm just curious. David Witt is Tiafoe's coach. That's why it looks familiar. Is it David Witt? Hold up. That's why it looks familiar. I'm not good with faces. It is David Witt. Okay. Thank you, Matthew, for helping my confusion. Presuming Tiafoe is not playing Monte Carlo. He never does. I don't think Tiafoe has played Monte Carlo even once in his career. I'm not even exaggerating. I don't think he's ever played qualifying. I don't think he's ever played it. It's one of the craziest examples of a player never playing an event I can remember. I'm pretty sure that's right. Yeah, Tiafoe has never once entered Monte Carlo. Since some pro players didn't play Australian Open, I really just don't remember that something like that happening. Part of that is this tournament just being right before Monte Carlo. Tiafoe seems to love this tournament. He's played here almost every year, and that's part of why the crowd loves him. You know? Joseph Gilbert is Brooksby's childhood coach. Gilbert also coached Jensen's parents. Okay. It's good info. I didn't know Brooksby's parents were players. That sounds slightly familiar, though, now that you say it, Matt. Now that you say Matthew. Like, think I remember hearing something about about Jensen's parents. Forehand inside out. Oh, Tiafoe behind the back. can't get it. Love 15. That's one of those that if he makes it, everybody gets excited. But now they missed it. Everybody's like, oh, okay. Let's just forget that happened. That was the no man's land is a really tough spot to hit a behind the back shot from. That's why Nishioka's behind the back shot that one time from a challenger event is like one of the craziest shots I've ever seen in my life. By the way, speaking of craziest shots ever, earlier in Houston, did you guys see that one shot by what's his name? If y'all haven't seen it, look it up. This might be like I saw people in the comments saying this is not just one of the great. Usually, when a great shot happens, people aren't like, "Oh, this is the greatest shot ever." People are like, "Okay, this won the shot of the year," or "This is one of the best shots ever." Rarely are people are like unequivocally, "Okay, this is the greatest shot I've ever seen in my life." Because there's so many great shots. Like, how do you even judge that? But I saw people in the comments being like, even though it's like a doubles match from a guy that most people haven't heard of in a 250, people were like, this is the greatest shot I've ever seen in the history of the sport. I wish I could remember the name off the top of my head, but in the doubles, this guy, very quick point. It was just 3 shots. Guy served out wide. Guy comes to net off a serve and volley. The guy hits a great lob return, and it goes way back in the court. This guy, from running forward, gets all the way back. It looks like an literally impossible shot to even get to. He hits it like twisting his wrist around behind the back, running backwards for a perfect lob on the baseline. Literally looked impossible. And the sound literally broke. Like the sound waves, like the sound broke on the video, and we're like, it didn't sound right, but it fit the shot because the shot just seemed like it broke all reality and things that are possible and feasible because the shot was so insane. I love great shots in tennis. Let me look it up. What's the name of this guy? But this was unbelievable. This shot was hit by like this 25-year-old who just came from college. I followed him too in case he makes some other crazy shot. $30 all. Backhand Tiafoe goes to the backhand of Brooksby. Backhand Tiafoe, backhand Brooksby. Drop shots, not good. 30-40. Tiafoe won that one back, no doubt. All right, come on. I need to find the shot again. This was unbelievable. All right, here you go. Here it is. All right, break point here. Forehand Brooksby. That's going to go long. Good serve from Tiafoe. Brooksby's complaining about something. By the way, okay, so Ryan Segerman. So Ryan, Ryan, and then Segerman, Seggerman. Look that up on like Instagram or maybe YouTube. It's probably on YouTube, but Ryan Segerman or whatever. That is the most unbelievable shot. I couldn't believe it when I saw it. I don't know if I think it's the greatest shot ever. I still tend to think the greatest shot ever is either Federer's behind the back against Agassi, his overhead off and overhead against Roddick, or maybe Tipsarevic against Hewitt at Davis Cup, or I had one other one off the top of my head, Alcaraz against Djokovic at Roland Garros. Those are some of the ones that I tend to think of. There's also some crazy ones I've seen in challengers that I think are unbelievable, including Nishioka's, but it's definitely up there. It might be the best I've ever seen. It definitely made my jaw drop. And rarely shots I've done that to that extent. Great game from Tiafoe. Fights his way back out of trouble. Good serving from Tiafoe. Clutch. Clutch. This guy's Anthony Hirsch here for Quality Shot Tennis. Don't forget to like the stream if you have been enjoying it. That would be appreciated. Helps out. And don't forget to subscribe if you're new. We're going to be doing Monte Carlo streams next week. It's going to be a good tournament. I have no idea what's going to happen. I'm going to make predictions, like draw predictions as part of the podcast. And I'm going to try to do a podcast about maybe partially on this match as well, this final. Also, Kabuli, I saw won a tournament too. So I might check a little bit of that out and see what happened over there. But I think he beat Baez, but probably more on this match. Interesting two-handed slice volley from Brooksby. Just plays a very unorthodox style, but whatever gets the job done. And that has no exceptions. Whatever gets the job done, you do that. Brooksby definitely a blast from the past. Just looks very old school out there. A lot of slice and dice. Net court Tiafoe, forehand slice. Tiafoe's there at the lob. Oh, it goes in. Brooksby's there. Ooh, nearly a great get from Brooksby, but Tiafoe makes it in. 15 all. I'm going to say it again. The highlight reel for this match has been awesome. Oh, by the way, another one of the greatest shots I've ever seen. Joe Salisbury in doubles. Hit one like between the leg shot. That was perfect. Anyway, I just love great shots in tennis. Love cool trick shots. 30-15. Also, last one I'm going to name, but Lorenzo Sonego this year at the Australian Open against Stanislav Wawrinka behind the back also is pretty amazing. We've seen a lot already, some great shots this year, no doubt. 30-15 here for Brooksby on serve. It's going to be a let called. Backhand down the line, goes to the forehand of Brooksby, forehand slice Tiafoe. Goes to the forehand of Brooksby, cross court, forehand Tiafoe. Forehand of Brooksby, cross court, forehand Tiafoe slice. Forehand of Brooksby, inside out, backhand Tiafoe's lob. It's a great lob. Backhand Tiafoe can't fight his way back into this point. Forehand, cross court. Tiafoe making the same mistake Brooksby is, just leaving too much space on that deuce side. He's trying to protect, the ad side, maybe so he doesn't have to hit, such a difficult backhand, maybe hit a forehand from the ad side, but he's leaving so much space open. And both guys have been pretty good at redirecting and hitting their forehand cross courts and their backhand down the lines. And they're both guys are just leaving so much court open. Tennis is also a game of geometry. You just want to not leave so much space open or leave certain angles for your opponent to, take advantage of. (40-30) here. Backhand Tiafoe goes to the backhand of Brooksby, forehand squash shot. What a shot from Brooksby. Defense. Backhand slice at volley. I've seen that point about 5 times today, and it's amazing and rare every time. Just fantastic play. That squash shot was fantastic initially. And what a shot from Brooksby both times. Both of those slices were fantastic, but both guys have had great feel on that half volley, including Brooksby having the best one to win the set in the first, about half an hour ago. We're at 2-2 deuce. That one was cool because he slid into it as well on the clay. Yeah, it's too good with the serve. Gotta say too good, move on. Advantage Brooksby. I feel like he's improved his serve, Brooksby. Like, this is the best serving I remember out of Brooksby. I don't even know what his career high was before he was suspended, but, this might be some of the best tennis I've seen out of him. Yeah, his career high was number 33 in the world, but playing like this, he'll get above that. But he never really got a chance to. Like, he was on the trajectory to get above that, you know? Still just 24 years old. Backhand Brooksby goes to the backhand Tiafoe. Got backhand rally. Backhand Brooksby again to the backhand Tiafoe. Backhand slice Brooksby. It's forehand Tiafoe. Backhand slice goes to the. Ooh. Tiafoe going for just a wicked slice, but Brooksby wins the slice battle 3-2. Tiafoe pushing and going for a little bit too much. Exhausting game that Brooksby wins, and that's a big one too. Tiafoe could win. Okay. We'll see what happens. Tiafoe can't win. Yeah, he can Marina's saying there he can definitely still grab the win. But I think at this point Brooksby definitely looks in prime position. I'm not gonna lie to you. Speaking of JJ Wolf, that guy's really dropped off. Exactly. I was hoping for JJ to start making breakthroughs, and they're just some of these guys that I've been rooting for that I just haven't seen enough of. Like Alex Molchan is another one. I was hoping that they would start to have some breakthroughs. I just haven't seen it out of JJ. I don't know. Is he injured or what? He's been dealing with injuries. Okay. That's a guy that's done a lot of tinkering as in his time as a pro player. Maybe he can tinker and find something to get it going again. But yeah, I'm looking at it. I mean, it looks like no, JJ has not played since January, so he must be injured or something. Yeah, that's sad, honestly. Actually, speaking of JJ, actually beat Brooksby in Cleveland in a I guess a challenger tournament, I think. And then he also beat Stefan Kozlov. He lost to Colden Smith, who's having a good time right now. Got to the quarters last week. But yeah, that was JJ's last tournament. Not a bad last tournament, but I guess maybe he's injured or something. Retired from the first round of Delray against Boyer in the qualies. JJ's too talented to just drop off the face of the earth. He's coming back with a vengeance. Back cross court goes to the backhand of Tiafoe, forehand of Brooksby, goes behind him, 15 all. Good feeling about Brooksby right here. Tiafoe's got to put in a big effort if he wants his first title since summer 2023. It's still doable, but he's got to put in a big effort right here. And that's what I was talking about earlier. There's some of these kind of title winning efforts if you want to win an ATP title. This is one of them. Try to hold Jensen off right here. Serve from Francis goes out wide, forehand. Goes to the backhand. Tiafoe, Brooksby runs. Lob way up high. That's going to be in. Great deep lob. Oh, very awkward forehand. Tiafoe. Brooksby retrieves it. Drop shot. Brooksby runs. Can't get there. Great drop shot from Tiafoe. Couple of great drop shots from Tiafoe in this match so far. 3-15. Serve from Tiafoe. Kicked into the forehand of Brooksby. Forehand Tiafoe. Very central. Yeah, it's just a gimme pass there. Just a gimme. It looked like we were in warm-up for a minute. Like, why would you come in on that? No reason to. I mean, just gotta do better approaching there. Can't hit it that central, and if you do, you gotta hit it with some pace or something. That was just a gimme. Absolute gimme from Francis in a dangerous game already. 30 all. He doesn't get a first serve to go. Hasn't had enough in this match so far. First serves. Doesn't get a second serve to go either. Just two really poor points in a row, and it's suddenly break point for Jensen. 30-40. Looking real dangerous for Francis, who has never taken a set off of BROOKSBY. Backhand BROOKSBY. Forehand of Tiafoe. BROOKSBY retrieves. Squash eye gets it. Backhand BROOKSBY for a pass. Ain't no way. How do you do that, Jensen BROOKSBY? Shot of the match, and it's been a match with quite a few of them. The unequivocal shot of the match. The fact that he got that squash out was incredible. Those are the kind of points BROOKSBY was playing to get to 4-0, but that was the best of the lot. That is the kind of shot that you only do at that point in the match. That's full adrenaline. That's full energy. Prime position to take it. BROOKSBY at 4-2 in the second, up a break. What a shot. Unbelievable from BROOKSBY. What an effort. That's an Alcaraz shot. For right now, that's a BROOKSBY shot. Getting it done in Houston. What a rundown. BROOKSBY pumped up. Absolutely. Tough match. Yep. Again, don't forget to like the video and the stream if you guys are enjoying it so far. It does help out. Don't forget to subscribe if you're new to Quality Shot Tennis. Join in for the streams next week at Monte Carlo. Ring that notification bell as well. I'll try to do a podcast analyzing this one. Forehand slice. Tiafoe somehow gets under it. BROOKSBY misses a good get from Tiafoe. 15 all. That was a poor miss from BROOKSBY. Actually, it was close to a double bounce. I think Tiafoe got it off, but I want to see it again. But I think Tiafoe got under it. It was close. Gotta say, I love the way the Houston court looks. It's a very nice look about it. I love how, I don't know, how visible the crowd is as well, like right around the court. It's a nice little stadium. And it's full, which is good too. Forehand pass. BROOKSBY playing definitely above his previous career high, his career high, which is number 33 in the world. And this guy is number 507 in the world. Greatest number 507 of all time? Maybe. It's a decent argument for that. Definitely make an argument for that. Although I think Del Potro was like, it's just off the top of my head, but I think Del Potro is like number 1,000 in the world when he won some ATP title playing unbelievable. Can't remember where that was, but that was probably the best that somebody has played at a very low ranking. Del Potro in general, what a robbed player. He should have 5+ slams, and I mean it. Serve from BROOKSBY. Down the tee, 5-2. BROOKSBY outplaying Tiafoe yet again. This is a head-to-head that he loves, and this will become a head-to-head that will be known across the ATP Tour, especially if he can win this and then, win another time. That's 4-0. Like, already 3-0 if he wins this. Like, that is what a start to the head-to-head for BROOKSBY. The underdog in every single matchup, especially right now. I mean, he's 507 in the world playing Tiafoe, who's playing good tennis. Who needs Sinner? We've got BROOKSBY. Well, okay, but how's BROOKSBY a replacement for Yannick, though? What do you mean, Sean? With that backhand pass, he was. But that backhand pass he was. Brooksby playing like it's the biggest match of his life. Tiafoe not matching that intensity. Good analysis there, Matthew. That's true. Yeah, I mean, it's an important match for Brooksby. Brooksby maybe feels like, hey, well, first of all, he literally does need this. Like 221 in the world is good, but 172 in the world, like that's all. That's just think about that jump by itself. Like Brooksby really has to do this the hard way. So, I mean, this is really important for Brooksby. Um, and yeah, I mean, hasn't played for a while. Brooksby coming in with power about him, which is really nice. I hope that he keeps it up as he, you know, keeps playing on the tour. Brooksby, by the way, is going for his first ATP title. Brooksby going for his first ATP title. Unable to do it against Kevin Anderson in Newport. Lost in straight sets. Unable to do it against Riley Opelka in Dallas 2022. Lost in straight sets. 2 tiebreakers. Because Opelka has never played a set that has not gone to a tiebreaker. Atlanta 2022. Lost to De Minaur in straight sets. Trying to make this one a different story. Against a player he's enjoyed playing. Love 15. Brooksby is 3 points away from a first title of his career in a third win over Tiafoe. We just had Jakub Mensik winning the first title of his career in Miami. Very different situation here, but also a very important moment for Brooksby if he can get it. When it looked like he might not ever come back to this spot. He might not ever get another chance to be in a final even. And Tiafoe definitely not matching that intensity. It's a backhand to the net. A couple shots in the net from Tiafoe, and has the fight left him here. Love 30. He had a lot of fight in that first set, but maybe it's the thought that, hey, the same thing could happen. I could fight back like I did in the first, but maybe it still won't be good enough. I don't know. But he's at love 30. Tiafoe's got to find some energy here real quick. He is the player that's won this tournament before, and he's the player that's won a tournament before. Forehand cross court to the forehand. Tiafoe down the line. Too good. 15-30. That's one. Needs those first serves. That's something Tiafoe has not had enough of today. No doubt. It is just one break. In the first set, it was 2. By the way, how important was that point at 4-4, 30-40 for Tiafoe in that first set? If Tiafoe could go back in time and play that point again, he would take that faster than you could even offer it to him. Backhand Tiafoe goes to the backhand of Brooksby. Backhand Tiafoe again to the backhand of Brooksby. Cross court, backhand slice. That's in the bottom of the net. 15-40 for Jenson Brooksby to get a first ATP title. And it would come after the suspension. The world number 507. We had world number 700 and something Cilic getting it done earlier this year. He was the lowest ranked ATP champion ever, I think. Brooksby might be going for the second lowest. I don't know. But I imagine that very much is probably the case. 2 championship points for Jenson. And what is the most important match of his career thus far? His level matching the moment. Backhand. Goes to backhand Tiafoe. Back into Brooksby. That's in the net. Jenson Brooksby drops the racket. And he takes a first title in Houston. World number 507, but he is not playing like it. The world number 507 come tomorrow has a lot to live up to with Jenson Brooksby this week. Because Brooksby gets a title in Houston over Tiafoe. A fantastic performance. He was locked in right from the get-go. Kind of fell off the wagon a little bit midway through that first set, but ever since he picked it back up, it was all Jenson. It was all Jenson except for that 4-game run in the middle of the first. And what a performance. The unorthodox American getting it done in 2. Thank you guys for joining in. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to like. Thank you guys for joining into the stream, the final. He definitely played like it was the biggest match of his life. Join in for Monte Carlo streams. We're going to be back. We're going to be back for Monte Carlo. We're going to be back for Monte Carlo, so join in for that. Big win for Jensen Brooks, an hour and 28. 5 aces to 0 for Big Fo. First serve percentage, this is the big one. 16-point differential. 71% is fantastic. Decent success, too, getting it in or winning on it. For some reason, even higher on second serve. Can't tell you why. Tiafoe not taking advantage. Tiafoe 1 for 6 on breakpoint save. Tiafoe got to do better in the big points in these big matches. No doubt. And also, this is not good enough from Big Fo. Meanwhile, Brooksby was very good today. That's it. That's it. And once again, this number for Tiafoe also not good enough. That first serve percentage, absolutely massive at the core of this match and painting what happened kind of in this matchup. First serve percentage, so important in tennis, guys. It is so important. It really is at every level. But yeah, all right. Thank you guys for joining in. What a run by Brooksby. All those match points against him to beat Paul and Fo. Yeah, exactly. Set 8-6 in the tiebreak. Saved. It was down 6-3 to Bilo serving. It's just not another moment that reminds you like anybody can win any title from any position. World number 507, he was down what? 6-3 in a third set tiebreaker against Tabilo. You're thinking there's no way this guy wins the tournament. Well, look how the turntables, look how things change, right? That's the beautiful thing about tennis. You just never know. It's like Alexei Popyrin last year in Canada. First round against Dimitrov was down match point. You're thinking, well, no way Popyrin wins the tournament. You thought wrong. You know, you never know. So I think that's always exciting for tennis. And also, being down match point is misleading. People think you're down match point, you've lost the match. Well, if you just save that one match point, guess what? Your opponent starts getting nervous. They're like, man, I should have put it away. That's the beautiful, horrifying thing about tennis. Like, things change really quickly. It's a mental game. So that's the whole thing, right? Things change quick. That's the problem with Tiafoe. Unless the slammer doesn't have the desire or resilience to fight back. Unless it's the U.S. Open. Tiafoe is the U.S. Open player now. Like, he just is. I'm sorry. Tiafoe is like unbelievable at the U.S. Open for some reason. And then he kind of struggles for now for most of the rest of the year. Still a good run to get to the final, even though he had a good draw, to be fair. But yeah, unfortunately, I agree with you. He doesn't have that same hop in his step when it comes to matches outside of the slams. I agree with you. I tend to agree with you. Great win from Jensen. That's it. All right, guys, I'm out. It was Jensen Brooksby in 2 sets. What a win, but also what a tournament by Jensen, saving match points. And he's back. Jensen Brooksby back up to world number 172, but that ranking's only going to go up if he keeps playing like this. Join in for Monte Carlo live streams and the content that we'll be doing, previews, podcasts, new Tennis Era podcasts. And yeah, I'll see you guys then for the live streams. See you guys at the next one.